Confidence without competence is a recipe for disaster. Tony Aragon here from Plan Nirvana. You can look back in all of our mythology, every piece of it. And one of the things that the great heroes of those great storytellers is that they go into a challenge completely confident that they're going to be able to do whatever they are. And what ends up happening? Time and time again, they end up having an epic failure. A lot of it has to do with is they begin to feel like they're confident in such a way, but they're not competent in what they do. You see, over the course of the last couple of months, I've been talking about confidence, and how special you are. Really what I want to do is I want to move on to the next step, the next evolution in your great change of why not now, why not you. That one is competence. You see, I'm going to tell you a story. So I was working on my daughter's vehicle, and it's an older vehicle. I've done a lot of mechanical work throughout my entire life. I'm not trained to do it, mind you. But through this working on different types of cars, I have gained a level of competence in doing mechanical work. And so one of the things I needed to do with my daughter's car was to be able to replace basically the front end. I had to replace some ball joints, some tie rod ends, and some drive axles. Now I've done each one of these pieces on different vehicles, but I've never done it as a whole. And so while I had the confidence of all of my years of experience that I would be able to do this, really technically that experience gave me the competence to be able to tackle this task. And so what was really kind of funny is after it was all said and done, one of the things that I said to my wife and to my daughter and a few other people, I was kind of amazed at how easy the job was. I mean, I've never done this on this particular vehicle, but yet, I mean, literally, I think it took me 30 minutes on each side. I mean, it was in and out. And it kind of amazed me. And see, really the key component wasn't that I was confident that I could be able to get in there and do something. It was actually my competence that led that task to be such an ease. Now, it was not an easy job. I had to, turn some wrenches. I had to put some, lubricating, penetrating oil and a number of different things that I needed to do. But because I had done many other tasks before this, that my skill level had reached a level of competence to be able to tackle this particular job, and thus made it really easy to accomplish. You see, there's one thing in life that will be it's kind of the only permanent thing that there is, and that is change. And see, while I've been talking a lot about the ability to change through our confidence, really I want to move on to another pillar of change, and that's the competence to change. You see, I've shared many things with different people. Always be able to learn your craft, gain the skills that you need to do to be able to be an efficient worker. But ultimately, what I'm talking about that is I'm asking them to increase their competence so that way they're able to go from point A to point B. Ultimately, when you have competence, you will be able to go into a new area, such as I did in this vehicle, and to be able to replace many parts in there based on my competence, my skill level competence, to be able to get in there, get the job done, and to be able to complete it very efficiently. There's many other points in our life where we can gain confidence to change, confidence to make things better for us based upon our competence. See, competence is an earned thing, right? Confidence, a lot of times we have this, we can do things and we have the ability to make things happen. But if we don't have the competence to be able to do those things, then it wouldn't matter how confident I was to be able to do that job. I would have failed. There has been many times in my life, and I know there's been many times in your life, where you've reached out into new areas and you failed not in effort, but you failed in competence. There's a school of thought that talks about the confidence, competence loop, infinite loop. And the more competent you are at something, the more confident you are. The more confident you become, the more competent you become. It's just an ever-turning circle. And so really ultimately, one thing that I want to instill in you is when you're setting out into something change, to prevent the thing that ultimately you don't want to happen, and that's failure, is learn to be competent. Learn to be competent. That way, when you reach out into new areas that does include some of the skills that you've already learned, you are competent. You are confidently competent to be able to tackle, to be able to do such a thing. Thus, you continue to progress ever forward. I'm Tony Aragon from Planet Nirvana.